18 everyday sentence starters. Hello, my name is Josh. Welcome to English Speaking 360. Today I'm showing you the top 18 sentence starters. This lesson will help you speak faster, sound more natural, and also become fluent much faster. Let's get started. Josh, what are sentence starters? They are set phrases that help you begin your sentence and guide what you want to say. For example, if you ask me, the problem is, and it depends on, Today we're going to take a look at 5 types of starters. Sentence starters to help you give your opinion, show uncertainty, highlight a point, change the topic, and connect topics smoothly. But I will also give you my personal favorite, so make sure you watch the whole video. Also, don't forget to take the final quiz to see if you really understand. Let's go with the first one, giving your opinion. Now, you can give your opinion like this. It is a good idea. That's a great sentence. There's no problem with it. But in front of it, you can also add a sentence starter. You could say, I think it's a good idea. I think that it's a good idea. That is optional. Of course, you already knew this one, but let me give you other sentence starters to give your opinion. She doesn't want to see me again. I feel like is a great way to give your opinion. I feel like she doesn't want to see me again. You should apologize. If you ask me, you should apologize. If you ask me, that's fantastic. It's even better than I think. YouTube is great to learn English. In my opinion, YouTube is great to learn English. I didn't like the movie. To be honest, I didn't like the movie. To be honest is a great sentence starter. Now here's what you have to do. You have to choose one that you like and you have to try to use it as much as you can. Of course, you already know the first one, so don't pick I think. Try if you ask me or to be honest. It's going to help improve your English a lot. Showing uncertainty. Now, when you're not certain of something, here's a sentence. Your plan will work, but you're not 100% sure, so you say, I'm not sure your plan will work. So every time you're not 100% sure, you can use it. I'm not sure your plan will work. I'm not sure it's a good idea. Also, you can use I'm not sure if. They are both the same. I'm not sure if your plan will work. I'm not sure if it's a good idea. Both of those are fantastic. She will come to the party. Not 100%, so I don't know if she will come to the party. I don't know if. If you have limited knowledge of something, you can try this one. As far as I know. As far as I know, the meeting is tomorrow morning, but I'm not sure. Now choose one you like and try to remember it and try to use it every time you are not 100% certain of something. Highlighting a point. Let's begin with positive points. For example, it is easy to use. That is a great positive point. But instead of just saying it is easy to use, you can say, what I like is that it is easy to use. What I like is that, that is your sentence starter. It is 100% free. That is a great positive point. But how can you make it even better? You could say, the best thing is, it is 100% free. Now, if you have a negative point, such as, grammar is confusing. That's not a good thing, right? So you could start with, what I don't like is that grammar is confusing. What I don't like is that, Here's one more. There are many ads. You know when you download an app and there are so many ads. So in front of this, you could put, the problem is that there are many ads. Just like before, choose one you like and try to use it as much as possible. Every time you want to highlight a positive point or a negative point, use your new sentence starter. It will make your sentences so much better. Changing the topic. This one is super important. So if you want to change the topic to, I saw your sister yesterday, how can you do it naturally? Most native speakers would say, oh, by the way, I saw your sister yesterday. By the way, we use that to change the topic. Do you know a good dentist? By the way, do you know a good dentist? You can also use it with a question. There's no problem with it. Here's one more. We should probably leave. Anyway, we should probably leave. So anyway is used very often to change the topic or to close a topic. In this case, you want to leave, so you're probably closing the previous topic. Anyway, we should probably leave. Did you finish packing for your trip? You can also use anyway with a question. Anyway, did you finish packing for your trip? So you're changing the topic with this sentence. Learn both because they're equally useful. By the way, anyway. Because also, if you always use by the way, by the way, by the way, by the way, it becomes very tiring for the listener. So make sure you use both because it sounds much better. Smooth topic connection. So I want you to imagine that you're talking about work. And then you want to ask the person, did you finish the report? What could you put before that question to make it a smoother transition? You could say, speaking of work, did you finish the report? Wow, that is fantastic, and this is a high-level skill to be able to connect related topics. Here's one more. How was your trip to Seoul? Now imagine you were talking about travel, so you would use the same expression. You would say, speaking of travel, how was your trip to Seoul? Great transition to a related topic. Let me give you a different one. I need to cancel my flight. I need to cancel my flight. Now, this is a special sentence starter. That reminds me. That reminds me, I need to cancel my flight. So if you were talking about canceling your subscription to Netflix, for example, then you say, oh, that reminds me, I need to cancel my flight. So you're moving to another related topic. Here's another example. I forgot to send that email. So if you were talking about a situation at work and about sending an email and you're like, oh, that reminds me, I forgot to send that email. Something is jogging your memory. You're suddenly remembering that you have to send that specific email. Once again, learn both. They are very useful. And this can definitely push your English to a more advanced level. Now, Josh's favorite, my personal favorite. Are you ready? Here it is. It depends on. It's a super useful sentence starter, but you have to use it when one factor can change the outcome. Let me show you what I mean. What do you want to do on Saturday? It depends on the weather. It depends on the weather. So the weather is the one factor that can change what we're going to do on Saturday. And then you have to keep going with a conditional sentence. If it is sunny, let's go to the beach. But if it rains, we can stay home and watch a movie. This will definitely help you sound a lot more natural. But I know you want more examples. Here they are. It depends on traffic. So if someone asks you, how long does it take you to get home? Oh, it depends on traffic. If traffic is light, it takes about 20 minutes. But if there's a lot of traffic, then it can take all the way up to an hour. It depends on the situation. That is something we say very often. It depends on how busy I am. It depends on how much it costs. It depends on what you feel like eating. These are all great examples of it depends on. Because you can use it with so many different sentences, it is a very useful sentence starter. It's quiz time. Test yourself. This quiz is not easy, let me tell you. Let's go with question 1. Tom will pay you back. Now, I want you to show uncertainty. You're not certain that Tom will pay the person back. So what do you say? You could say, I'm not sure Tom will pay you back. I'm not sure if Tom will pay you back. I don't know if Tom will pay you back. As far as I know, Tom will pay you back, but I'm not certain. Question 2. Global warming is a serious problem. Now give your opinion. That right here is your opinion. It is a serious problem. When giving your opinion, you could say, I think global warming is a serious problem. I feel like global warming is a serious problem. If you ask me, global warming is a serious problem. In my opinion, global warming is a serious problem. Or, to be honest, global warming is a serious problem. Question 3. I'm having a party at my place tomorrow. Now change the topic to this sentence. How could you do it? When you want to change the topic, I've taught you 2 different options. By the way, I'm having a party at my place tomorrow. Do you want to come? Or, anyway, I'm having a party at my place tomorrow. Would you like to come? That's fantastic. Question 4. Do you want to go out for a drink after work? That's a wonderful offer, but I want you to use one factor that can change the outcome. This one is not easy, but remember, it is my favorite. You ready? It depends on, it depends on what time I finish work, for example. It depends on where you want to go. It depends on who else you are inviting. That could also be a very good factor that would change the outcome. Question 5. The current topic is food, but the new topic is what do you want to eat tonight? So the topics are related. Try to connect the 2 related topics. You ready? You could say, speaking of food, what do you want to eat tonight? Or, that reminds me, what do you want to eat tonight? Those are 2 great sentence starters to connect 2 related topics. Question 6. Gasoline is too expensive these days. That's a real serious problem. Now, I want you to highlight this point. And this, remember, is a negative point. Gasoline is too expensive these days. You could say, what I don't like is that gasoline is too expensive these days. Or, the problem is that gasoline is too expensive these days. 2 excellent ways to start your sentence. Question 7. Do you want to walk or take a cab? Try to use one factor that could change the outcome. You ready? It depends on. It depends on how tired you are. It depends on how fast you want to get there. It depends on how much money you have. There are so many factors that you can use with it depends on. Question 8. The president is a terrible leader. I don't like him. He's a thug. So now give your opinion with this sentence. You ready? This one should be super easy. I think that the president is a terrible leader. I feel like the president is a terrible leader. If you ask me, the president is a terrible leader. To be honest, the president is a terrible leader. In my opinion, the president is a terrible leader. They are all equally great. Question 9. The competition is open to everyone. I want you to highlight this point, and this point is a very positive point. Men, women, children, anyone can participate in this competition. So how would you do it? You could say, what I like is that the competition is open to everyone. Or, the best thing is the competition is open to everyone. Question 10. This lesson is super useful. Give your opinion. I really hope this is your opinion. Let's go. I think this lesson is super useful. I feel like this lesson is super useful. If you ask me, this lesson is super useful. To be honest, this lesson is super useful. In my opinion, this lesson is super useful. Great job! Now I know you need more practice activities. Go to my website, EnglishSpeaking360.com. It's 100% free. And also check out the other videos on the right-hand side. They also can help you improve your English skills. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.